Dear Father, bless my family. See, as a kid, growing up, I would sometimes come home and my mother would be washing dishes, and I could see that she had been crying. And when I asked her what was wrong, she would always smile and say, George, you just don't know how good God has been to me. That same God is still giving out blessings. The same God who parted the Red Sea. The same God who gave us the North Star to guide slaves to freedom. Wrap your mighty arms around my family, dear Lord. Keep us strong and protect us each day. Keep our hearts filled with love, and may we always give you the glory. So, dear Father, if someone sees me crying as I smile, just like my mother, they just don't know how good God has been to me. Dear Lord, bless the world. Amen.
All right, you guys, beautiful prayer there by Jamie Foxx's father. And I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of that clip so you can see what Thanksgiving means to a lot of people, because Thanksgiving is a good thing. It's a time for people to get together and give thanks for all the good things that has happened in their life. Send prayers up so that more blessings can come down. However, there are people out there who will never be happy that you are happy, will do every single thing in their power to make you miserable for the purposes of winning political points for a certain political party.
Thanksgiving, the day we gather with friends and family to enjoy turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pie. We throw on the game, catch up on our lives, and then discuss, or quite possibly argue, about religion and politics. For millions of Americans, it's a day of cherished traditions. And as Americans, we certainly value those traditions. But it's also important to unpack the myth of Thanksgiving. It is a holiday riddled with historical inaccuracies, built on this myth that the indigenous welcomed their colonizers with open arms and ears of corn, a simplistic fairy tale interpretation of a 1621 encounter between indigenous tribes and English settlers that erases the genocide that followed. It's the truth Republicans want banned from our textbooks, because here's the secret they want so desperately to keep. We are a country founded on violence. Our birth was violent. In 1619, a ship with more than 20 enslaved Africans landed in Virginia, ushering in 2 centuries of American slavery that left millions in chains or dead. And when those humans in bondage were finally free, a terrorist organization that was a card-carrying member of polite society, the Ku Klux Klan, picked up where the Civil War ended, using violence to maintain white supremacy. The Klan and its ilk are still active. And as Americans, we continue to choose violence. We are a country that chooses violence over and over again. There is no facet of American society that is untouched by it, as all the recent headlines remind us.
Now, before I get into everything that she said, did you guys notice that she was wearing green? What does that remind you of? Does kind of remind me of a certain someone who practically hates Christmas and hates other people being happy. All right, let me get straight into the things that she said. Now, I'm not going to try to dispel or disprove what she said. Everything she said about that historical event was true. It's factual. However, she conveniently left out some facts that the Democratic Party played in history, as they do. This is the basic essence of everything that she has said, to try to make the Republican Party look bad. So she conveniently also said that this was the history that the Republican Party was trying to hide from people, because she is trying to shield for the Democratic Party. She mentioned the Civil War, but she didn't mention the reason why the Civil War started. She also conveniently left out part of history that her party played in history. This is what I call selective history, that many people who lean left or who are woke revolutionaries, who are race baiters such as herself, usually do. They use these things in argument and then they leave out certain parts of history. So let's get straight into the real history here so that you guys can understand what's really going on, because it still baffles me that 90% of people that have the same skin color as myself and her still vote for this very party that has fought against their best interests for decades and centuries on end. So let's get straight into it. Since the inception of the Democratic Party in 1829, the Democratic Party has fought against every single rights movement for black people that you can think of. The Democratic Party has had a long history of discrimination against black people. The Democratic Party defended slavery. They started the Civil War. They opposed Reconstruction that was being pushed by the Republican Party, founded the Ku Klux Klan. They imposed segregation, Jim Crow laws, remember? Perpetrated lynching, fought against the Civil Rights Acts of the 1950s and the 1960s. These were all Democratic parties doing. However, in contrast, 25 years later, after the Democratic Party was founded, the Republican Party was founded in 1854. Its mission was to stop the spread of slavery into the new Western territories with the aim of abolishing it entirely. The effort, however, was dealt a major blow by the Supreme Court. In the 1857 case, Dred Scott versus Stanford, the court ruled that slaves aren't citizens, they are properties. The 7 justices who voted in favor of the slavery all were Democrats. The 2 justices that dissented, both were Republicans. Now, the Republicans have been fighting for the best interests of black people for as far back as I can remember. Now, this is not a defense for the Republican Party as a whole. They got good and bad in them. However, I'm trying to tell you that most black people, they do not understand that the Democratic Party has fought against every single thing that was supposed to be in their best interest. And whenever these people like this are talking about it, they conveniently leave out the part that the Democratic Party has played. They go forward by blaming America, and then they correlate America to the Republican Party. So whenever they are talking about America, they make it look like as if America is Republican Party. However, American is everybody, black, white, Hispanics, Asian, no matter your political leaning, it doesn't matter. You are Americans. Whenever you go out of America, and people like us who are foreigners or who are immigrants or whatever we are, who are non-Americans, see you, it doesn't matter whether you are white, black, Hispanic or Asian. As soon as we hear your accent and you are talking a certain way, we're gonna say that guy is Americana, this woman, that Americano. This is what we see. We don't segregate and say that's a white American, that's a black American, because y'all are American. This woman is America so much, and all she sees is misery. All she sees is evil about this country. However, she is a benefactor of that same said evil. That evil that she is projecting of the country that she is from, because she's an American, she is a benefactor of that. It reminds me of a friend of mine that lives in Australia. My friend posted on Facebook a couple of weeks back saying, we live in Australia and Australia is a stolen land. And I said, but you're from Zimbabwe. If this is a stolen land, why are you still here benefiting off of the thieves? It means you are a co-thief. And she was like, no, I'm trying to explain that no, you also are a thief because the land doesn't belong to you. So why don't you move your ass and go back to Africa? Now, I'm not going to say the same thing about Joy Reid's, because Joy Reid is not an African. Joy Reid is an American. Joy Reid's generation has been like 7 generations of Americans. Now, I can understand the correlation between black Americans and their ancestry coming from Africa. However, I'm not going to tell you in today's world where you were born that you shouldn't live because you have as much right to be there as anybody else. And because of that, every time you blame America, you are also blaming yourself. If you say America is an evil country and you happen to be an American, you're also part of that evil. Whatever you blame as an American, you point fingers at America, well, 3 of your fingers are going to point back to you. There's hardly any great country in the world, or any country in the world for that matter, that hasn't had its past tainted in violence. It's not just America. They make it look like it's only American because they are still using it to manipulate you for political purposes. So if you guys are out there, you pay attention to this woman and whatever it is that she says, the basic undertone of what she's just done, this whole entire monologue, this her trying to destroy Thanksgiving, is so that she can score points for the Democratic Party. How she conveniently just mentioned in the Republican Party. So the undertone of the whole thing that she said was Republican Party bad. No matter what she wanted to push, she is not trying to fight for some social justice activism right there. She's just trying to score points for the Democratic Party because that's what she does. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care what you're going through. She doesn't care how you feel. She is just one of the other faces amongst the fake news contingents that's out there pushing fake news and pushing propaganda rather than actually actually going to give you the actual news and letting you come to your own conclusion. But thankfully, there are many people out there who don't listen to this person like the Jamie Foxxes that I just showed you and are celebrating Thanksgiving, regardless of the fact that it might have started as a reason of something bad. But in today's world, we are making something good out of Thanksgiving because there is reason to be thankful. And if you can pick a day that is a holiday in the year to be thankful, do not let anybody take that away from you. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this. You may disagree with this. Let me know why you disagree with everything that I have said. If you reckon that everything I have said about the Democratic Party isn't true, let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, ding that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace, and Sarah's out of here. See you guys later. Bye-bye.